AEW. So it is official. It was announced at the WBD upfront on Wednesday morning that AEW will launch a second night of professional wrestling on TNT entitled AEW Collision. The program will launch on June 17th and will feature the likes of Miro, Thunder Rosa, FTR, Samoa Joe, and others. This will also be a 2-hour program. So, unlike Rampage, it will be a 2-hour program. They have also announced that the new reality show, AEW All Access, will be added to the Max library. Max is the official streaming service of Warner Brothers Discovery. So I wanted to know, how do you feel about this, the addition of this new program? And how do you feel about, the beginning of us seeing kind of AEW integrate into the streaming library of Warner?
Well, first, as far as like the two show thing goes on, I think that's pretty dope because I mean, I enjoy the show. I do think the show, however, has like some high days, some low days or whatnot. And I'm not sure if it's because the way they stream like their storylines and whatnot. Because I don't know why, but I felt like when I was watching the show last night. And again, we're talking about this on a Thursday. When I was watching the show last night, I kind of felt like it was oddly placed. Like things was kind of slightly out of order. There was, like, I believe the match that happened with Jay White last night should have just went on last, and they should just close off the show that way. And I'm just wondering, like, all right, like maybe this is why, like, a second, like, a second show might be needed to divide that up nicely. And we don't know what's going to be the A show or the B show. I'm assuming right now A is going to be Wednesday night, and then B is going to be Saturday night. But I'm curious to know how they're going to work it. I wonder if they're going to copy the blueprint of WWE and treat it like Raw and SmackDown. I wonder if they're going to split like which titles go this way and that way. I'm still curious to know how they're going to work out again, like when WWE has a pay per view going on, because they've been doing a lot of things on Saturdays. Right, it's still Saturday for
Yes.
them, right? Sunday for
Yeah.
AEW.
Right.
I'm curious to know how they're going to just work all this out. So yeah, it's weird because like I want to like have a firm answer, but right now it's a lot of like anticipation, and I'm mainly also curious to see who's going to be like their faces for the brands. Do you have any guesses who might be the faces for each brand?
I'm guessing that I don't know who's going to be the face of Dynamite, but I assume that CM Punk is going to be the face of Collision if there is a CM Punk return, which we'll get into next. But I
Hmm.
think it will be Punk. I think Punk will be the face of Collision, if there are to be faces of brands. But let me say this. I think this is great. This is a great time and a great moment for pro wrestling. A great moment for all elite wrestling in particular. This mind you, they are now coming up on 4 years of being a professional wrestling promotion, and they have grown exponentially. So the fact that they now have 3 shows, and then they also, obviously the owner of AEW is also the owner of Ring of Honor, and to see the kind of growth that he has made as a booker, as an owner of 2 professional wrestling organizations, is phenomenal. We definitely have to give our tip our cap to Tony Khan to be able to cover the amount of ground that he's covered in 4 years, to navigate the conflicts that he's been able to navigate, is just an extreme accomplishment. And I think that, he deserves a lot of praise and a lot of credit for this. Now, an interesting little tidbit that I forgot to add was that, according to a couple of sources, there has been a number that has been associated with the new TV deal between Warner Brothers Discovery and AEW, and it says that it rounds out to about $240 million per year, which actually totals out
Yeah,
to, I think,
damn.
$1.2 billion deal. That's insane. So to go from, trying to find a media partner, this time 4 years ago, to having a $1.2 billion deal with one of the biggest conglomerates in media ever, I think is just an astounding accomplishment. And it also puts AEW in a position where they are a profitable company. So I think that's just amazing. I love that for them. I think it's super duper dope. Um, the move that I definitely find the most interesting is the AEW All Access being available for streaming on Max. Also, Roads to the Top is also available, which is the reality show that Cody Rhodes was in. That's available on Max as well.
Really?
I know. Yeah, that's available on Max. You
That
want
is
to see Cody?
hilarious.
I
Is that
know
on
mad random.
purpose?
Yeah, I mean technically it's an AEW program.
It is,
So
but I'm not saying he's on their shit list necessarily, but it's just like, that's kind of ironic, especially if
yeah,
he.
I mean
Go ahead.
they never really had. I mean, like, there's a reason why Cody never really talked down on AEW, and the AEW has never really talked down on Cody. I mean, a business disagreement is a business disagreement, but I don't expect there to be any beef. And if AEW is making money off of it, if Warner Brothers is making money off of it, it's just like, why not? You know what I mean?
All right. I mean, I'm just surprised. That'd be really ironic if he was like carrying the belt. You know what I mean? And you're just
Yeah,
broadcasting his own show with him and his wife. I mean,
right.
WWE would never. So maybe that's why I'm a little bit mind blown.
Yeah. I don't think that the show is still happening either, though.
No, I
I
know
think it's
that, but I'm just saying this
yeah,
the idea of even bothering to put that on because I don't even think it did numbers.
yeah. I don't know the numbers behind Roads to the Top, but I
Nobody
heard
was
a couple
talking
people have
about it.
enjoyed
I
it.
promise you, no. Like maybe after episode 3, no one was talking about it. And the only reason why I was talking about it is that Cody kept doing this weird thing with his nose. Like I'm like, all right, like you do coke, I get it, You was sharing with Tony. You know what I mean? You gotta make it so honest and so obvious in the confessionals. Damn, they
Not the
gotta cut that out.
confessionals. Not the confessionals.
Get
Nah,
wiping
but
his
I mean,
nose. Like, bruh,
that's OD. That's OD. I didn't even see that. That's
you
so.
have to see it. It's not funny.
But I mean, like, it goes to show you that, like, AEW is just kind of in a really good position right now with their programming, and we'll see what comes of this and what happens. But Collision, it also, I think I mentioned it. It debuts on June 17th. So I'm expecting more announcements coming soon pertaining to the program as far as who's going to be on it, who's going to be starring. But we'll see what happens. But we want to know how y'all feel about this, about AEW uh, getting this $1.2 billion deal, getting Collision. It's really, really exciting, and I'm really, really excited for it. But we want to know your thoughts on it. But we're gonna move on. So if we're talking about AEW